Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're gonna do the February full moon reading. So, with that being said, when you sit here and you go, what is real and what is going on, and it feels like a real, and it's like a continuance on of something that shouldn't happen but is happening, and you just can't like do or understand like do or what due process is or anything like that. But really it's like a reel of a continuance on that you have to sit and watch, and we have to say this is like the best but also the worst movie that you could ever imagine, because you're sitting there and you're like, this is a degradation and a degradation of however you want to say it, because you can't even get the word right or correct whatsoever. That you just have to say, I'm just done. I'm just absolutely done. I can't even do this whatsoever. So, what I'm seeing, like as far as astrological for February full moon, is that when it goes through and it's hard, that you have to understand everything is real. So when you actually look at planetary energies and planetary measure and how it all equates out, it actually will go to like leading into what they call Pi Day. And when you go to Pi, it actually will go to a September 9th. And then you actually like go it out, and then it's almost November 12th, and it smooths out on such like a road of trajectory that you just can't get anything done because it's so smooth sailing that you can't see it. So sometimes you have to let certain things actually smooth out. And so when you're letting this February moon come in, you have to let it be it and be in and be like smooth out, because it's just going to get what you need done. That energy is going to hit and just flow with it because you just can't see it coming. Now we're all in this position where you can't really see past your nose, and it's really hard, and especially after like two planets slammed with like a Mercury retrograde energy, that it really is confining and constricting. But really this moon is already affecting, like I already feel like contained and confined. That means something is going to happen that I can't even control whatsoever. So let's actually look at the Literary Witches Oracle and see what else is coming through for this. Now I hear bird flew, but it really was a sparrow. And when the sparrow came few and through and do and moo, where you actually start looking at agriculture, you had to say something actually really did come through. So I'm looking at this, and it, again, like this card comes out, and it really is kind of like this grotesque humor that comes in with this. And it's a type of trolling that's just not fun. When I see this and I see hedgehog, I do see a little bit of like a wit and fun, but I also see there is like this type of like serious lecture, and an old word called lecture, which means you can't even get the milk from the cow to get the job done. So when you actually look at it and you see peacock and you say, I can't even believe how well it came through, because this bird is flown and flew and few to a flew, that you actually have to say, look at the chimney and look at the black and the soot, the creosote, because it's going to cause a containment fire. And you say this peacock is so like pronounced that you look at the media, it becomes like so literal you can't see it. So when I see wings, you can't even be it whatsoever. It really is a falcon taking like fight and flight. So this premonition comes in, and as I see as like these events play out, natural and unnatural and so uncontrolled, that you have to say the cauldron actually looks best at home on a fire outside. At night you're looking and digging that you can't even be it whatsoever. There is this loss that's coming in, and I don't see universal like correction as I had said it and put it, because when I look at the wolf, I have to say there was something about it where you say you will not be able to get anything done unless you focus on the wolf. So when I look at it, when this card was Audre Lorde, it has to do with a type of justice that's so small and it looks so minuscule that you can't believe how big it is. And everyone's going, this is bad. This is bad, actually. This really, really hurts. So when I see this and I see as, it has been put into the media, it's unveiling. We're not used to this type of unveiling because it's the wrong month. But the spider is going to come through and it is like a crawling, but it is so old. You look at your cobwebs and you say, I actually need to clean my house. There's something that I missed. So why would that February moon actually come through? It just means that you can't even give a gift on anything. It's going to be looked at so hard that you can't even do planetary measure or measure anything in the zodiacs on the natal charts or anything on placement on risings and anything on the moons because it's known. It's already known. It's there. This 10 of Cups in reverse is going to say there's no happiness in any type of family situation, even in whoever you call your family, because this Page of Cups comes in and goes, no, no, not whatsoever. This really comes through and goes, absolutely not. You can't even see it. This literally is such a nasty offer that you won't even believe it through. This Five of Wands comes in and goes, no, it really is a struggle to this nasty of like female energy. And it's just like the winds of change of a current, like a current occurrence, spelling counts. 10 of Wands actually looks and you say, no, it's actual difficulty. This King of Swords in reverse has to do with this nasty contract that came in that like only your intuition and your instinct is going to pick up. Like you're going to go into work one day and you're going to say, what is that? It's already been playing and unfolding out. So when I'm looking at it through and I see this Three of Pentacles in reverse, it takes away the ability of learning. So how is that full moon going to actually get through? When I see this, the Seven of Wands, you see the King of Wands and you go, this was so nasty, such dishonor to such like a relevant relay issue of a review that it's going to cause a tower moment. And when it causes a tower moment, you have to say all forms of the meaning. It's so disgusting what comes through that everyone has stone face apathy, no matter what your political view is. And it's not fear mongering or anything. And I have to reiterate all the time and just sit there with a button lips because you have to say, I've already heard it, I've already saw it, I can't even, and it just keeps falling through. So that's a rarity usually with energy. We had the Nine of Pentacles, now we have the Eight of Swords. This type of cut through comes in so harsh, it becomes like a healing hostage like. And it makes no sense at this odds end of a wit and play of words that you have to say, just sit in your house and stay put. Just stay put. Because we don't know what's known. All right, Akashic Tarot. Let's look at the records and see what actually does come through. When I look at Hilarion, it really is a looking and sitting with oneself and those in the ancestors. When you see the muse, it really is no joke to a butt of a joke. That you have to say it really wasn't anything written or prophesied, and you can't all of a sudden do what you normally do, and you're like, I just don't understand why. Here we go. When you see this in the garden, I actually see people outside and thinking of agriculture already, but that's normal. That's normal this time of year by February. The sands of time in reverse means you can't go back, but you can go forward, but you can't go forward. It is a stuck, stay put still with this moon energy. As I'm seeing it, it really is like all planets, but no stars. The moons are in reverse, which is going to cause like a soft feeling of those planets coming towards each other in a natural orbit. That it actually, with the moon cycles, hits a little harder. When the King of Scrolls comes through, you have to say it really was documented even through and through. Because when you look at it and you say, yeah, that meteorite did crash, and yeah, we did see the northern lights, and yes, we did see all these natural occurrences, but it's something with elements that's so natural it cuts away. It's really hard to explain this one on the basis of like just very, very plain language. So we'll just do the best we can. When I see this, it's like you can't get anything written. All right. Starseed Oracle. Here we go. What else do we need to know about this February full moon? The energy is very unbeknownst to paperwork. Paperwork to the home life, and it goes, you have to say yes to changes, big changes. And everyone goes, I hear this all the time from all the other psychics and astrologers. But really, it says, wait a minute, it's not time yet. This is the type of trolling that actually really does come in. It really is being woven. It's being woven. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. So all of a sudden you feel it, you better go and do it. It's almost like you have a time frame and a time constraint. So when I look at this and I say boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. You have to say, you can't even believe what's real. So when you actually have to say you're sitting and you felt it, you became counterintuitive. So this moon is going to reveal the counterintuitive in people to see where the blocks are. So actually adequate help could get through and come through. But really, and when you look at and you look at yourself on the inside, it all leads home. For some reason, it all leads home, like it says. And it says, you're not for everyone. You got to face your true north. Your true north is going to be like a south to a west, east, back to north, and back to south, and then loop around, and then a stay put order in the middle, and you won't even know where it actually went. So when you see it and you see the power places and the ley lines and trust where you're led, it is actually your intuition and your instinct. Where is it leading you right at that moment when it's in your face too? It's really hard to explain. But ley lines are actually when you look at the globe, and if you've been in school long enough, you see the globe and you see the lines, the line axis. That's really a ley line, and the energy is so harsh that you have to trust where that line is at that moment, where those signs are, to say it was placed there and I go here. Now, last card out of this It's almost going to see like you got too many jobs on your plate all of a sudden in February after that moon. You're learning something new all of a sudden, even if it is in line with what you're doing. Here we go. Let's look at the crystals. So when I'm seeing the selenite, I'm seeing a type of cutaway that you just can't even be north, but the west was true. And the true of the cut of the north comes through on a way to a known, to a bone that comes of a sure, done do for it that you have to do it through. When you have to say this and you look at it and it's black obsidian, it is a cause of north to be through and view and do and moo and sow, like a sewing in. When I'm seeing the crystal quartz, it is a clear view, but it's a harsh bass to through. It's a play on words. It's not meant to be known. So when I actually see it, I see the clear block and I say, I see it. I just can't do it. I literally can't. But this tourmaline is so rough, like coal. I have to say, everyone is singing Coal Miner's Daughter. Now, with that being said, I'm hearing the blue agate, and it calms right down. Everything all of a sudden on two, like around 219, it calms right down. You can't even sure say it. You can't even. You can't even be it. You can't even three it, see it. So let's see this. Peach Moonstone. What else do we need to know about the February moon? When you look at this and you say, Nadis, the cut through is so wide and wily at the true north that you can't even be it, because Othala comes in. The House of Heritage Estate was cut through so hard that this Eurus, this power came in so hard and strong that you couldn't even say no and you didn't understand it. And it was like this type of ashing, which I see when I see Fehu, I see the wealth, but it's not letting me say this rune. I don't know why. It's been like that for months, Ewas literally says this. It's like mixing up the runes, instinct and intuition only. And when you look at this and you say, Woon Ho is the type of joy that will like place everything on the table, and then you say, I'm sorry, but that's why you have buyouts, and that's why you're going to court, and that's why the Board of Ed is falling apart, and that is why everything can't get done, because everyone is focusing on morals and ethics, and those committees are winning. It's really harsh all of a sudden between 219 and 228 that I have to say that Algiers, by the end of the month, defense cuts through so hard. People are actually sitting and waiting to see what happened. You just can't explain what's done. That would really be more of a lot of like Sagittarius energy. I do see Gemini, but I do see like this hidden Scorpio energy that you can't like relay it whatsoever. All right, let's go to this lastly to close it. Play it in Oracle. There we go. Here we go. Like this whole month is also like a sitting and a reevaluating because of this full moon, that it comes in like a type of forgiveness. There's like certain things that have to be forgiven and some that are not, and it's really going to be hard. But there's like creativity with this forgiveness. And when I see it and I'm seeing sacred geometrics, it's a mathematical equate out. When I look at this and I see expansion and compassion, I have to say, when I'm looking at it as like space and all of how it would be, is that there's something like past the Milky Way that comes through like a meteorite or an asteroid, but comes in through like a nebula that comes in through uh all the way down to the ground and says, "Where did this black hole come in?" And you're like, "Is that black tourmaline or is that coal?" I don't know, but it's glowing. Rooted light, like you can actually see light. It's odd. It's odd. It feels like Alaska, but it's quite in America. It's something that was so picked up. When I see Lightning Boy, it's so quick with energy that you can't even believe it. You can't even believe it. When I see Song of Your Soul, the frequency and the hertz, all of a sudden you hear it, a song, and you play it because it fits well. And it's like this, like, regenerating heart. I don't know what it is with this moon, but really Pluto will slam it a little bit more to clear out the Saturn that really came through a little bit too hard for some people because it caused such a timeline jump on certain things that they're panicking. So, with that being said, everyone knows how to hold themselves in high regard and be appropriate to the highest degree of a resolve. So, with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like and a comment, an email, a share is greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon.